Yo, evening, and it's been a while. It's been a while since we've had one of these shows. It is Get Amped, match day 16. Now, as you can clearly hear, my voice is getting back. My voice is getting back. But anyway, big up to everyone inside. We'll have Nuradin shortly. I believe he's just sorting himself out. So it'd be great to have him as a guest. But other than that, obviously, as per usual, as you come in, hit the like button, share, subscribe, all of that. But yeah, no, a very interesting weekend of football. Obviously, as you can see from the thumbnails, loads of penalties. Now, the question is, were they deserved? Is it a big game bias? These are all the things we've got to look at. So, yeah, as you know, obviously with the show, you come on, have you say, you just get things off your chest. Now, obviously we had the match reaction yesterday to the Palace Everton game, and yeah, like I said, obviously I lost my voice. I wasn't able to say much last night during the match reaction, but listen, to be fair, we were fantastic. We pressed from the get-go, and it's something that we've kind of lost over the last couple of weeks. So it was good to get back to that. Jordan Ayew, fair play, Jordan. Brilliant game, probably his best game this season. It would have obviously been nice for him to get a goal, but obviously Pickford made the save early on. But I think that's all it's missing from his game, I would say, is the goals. But the question is, how long would that goal drought go on for? Because it's been about 40 plus games now, I believe. You know, which ain't a good look. Which is not a good look. But obviously, he contributed highly to the goal. Great finish from Gallagher, and it all came from, I think, Leicester being a bit lackadaisical in the back. Demarai Gray, who was actually a threat. He was a threat. Obviously, Arsenal will know. Demarai Gray obviously losing possession, and now fair play to him, picks out Gallagher and he slots it in. And we deserve that, to be fair. We deserve that. We deserve to go into the lead, you know, so absolutely buzzing about that. Then after that, like I said, full control, and we deserved the second goal. Massively deserved the second goal. Great ball in from Hughes, I believe it was, yeah. And fair play to Tompkins. He's pulled off at the back post and he's managed to get himself a tap in. And then we turn into typical Palace. We do Palace we just do Palace things. And when you think about the goals that we've conceded, I would say a good 80%, maybe even 90% of them have been through the fact that we've done something silly in defensively, or we've made a mistake, or the ball's bubbled off somewhere. You know what I mean? And it just left it nerve-wracking, because obviously as you follow the journey of us this season, it has been late goal after late goal after late goal conceded, silly defensive mistakes, so on and so forth. So to obviously it was like obviously 2-1. We were just nervous, and like we're just literally counting the minutes down, and then boom, Conor Gallagher, what a finish. What an absolute finish. And it was all that we deserved, to be fair. Absolutely all that we deserved. You know, big up, we've got Nuradin in the back. Got him in the back. Take your time, bro. I see you. Take your time. Take your time. Let's see if on this connection. Yeah, I think some of his connection's been it's been nipping. It's been nipping, but he'll be with us shortly, obviously, to go through the weekend's results. So yeah. Whilst Nuradin sorts himself out, I'll kind of give you an update of quite a few things that might be coming up on the show. Let me get the list up. Big up vibes. Massive Taylor fan, Stan boy. Taylor Swift stan, sorry. Massively. You know what I mean? So let's see. Yeah, it looks like Nuradin is back. And this is an absolute honor for me. Like, obviously, for Man United supporters, you'd have seen him on various different platforms. Obviously, you know, talking about the structure of the game. He calls himself Mr. Structure. You know, it's a big deal. You know, and that's how he obviously wants football to be run. You know what I mean? But on the other side of the game, he don't hold no punches. He talks about the hard stuff that not many will. You know what I mean? But it's actually an honor to have him come onto this platform. You know, the one and only. Nuradin, how you doing, mate? I think you're muted.
Yeah, sorry, bro. I've been struggling with my internet. I'm trying to get on a laptop with you, and it's not happening. So I've had to go to the phone.
That's all good.
Brother. How are you?
I'm good. Definitely better after yesterday. Massive result for us.
I was excited for you, bro. Genuinely, I was excited for you.
Yeah, we went back to pressing again. Everything how we started the season was back yesterday. And we managed to, you know, obviously get rid of that little that blip that we had. So it was good to get a win.
100%, man. 100%. What I watched in your game, I was like, Everton only came back into it as soon as they went 2-0 down.
Yeah, but even on that, it's because we let them back into it. The goal we conceded was terrible. It was like pinball in the box and that, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, we managed to see it out. And Conor Gallagher.
Brilliant. Oh my God, bro. The kid is playing with so much enthusiasm. It's unbelievable. I just don't want him to ever lose that enthusiasm, bro. Like the hunger, the desire. Like you can see he wants it. You know, you see some young players, like they want it. They like, and of course, every young player that plays wants it, but they really want it, bro. You know what I mean? He really wants it, and you can see with every fiber in his body, man. And it's infectious to see that. You know what I mean? It's infectious. And look at Ayu. Look at Ayu, man. Yo!
Listen, best game of the season.
Yeah, man.
His best 100%. Game of the season. He did everything right except for putting the ball in the back of the net when he had the chance.
Yo, there was a time when he wanted to take the ball home, man. And like Everton players were not letting him do it. It was like, it was my ball. It's like, you know, the kid just went over the ball.
He was brilliant. He was brilliant. Let me just address a few of the comments. Big up vibes. He said earplugs ready. Listen, don't worry. Listen, if you don't know, when I jumped on Nuradin's stream the other day, it was wicked. The passion talking about, like I said, the hard hitting topics. You know what I mean? Talking about obviously particular Manchester United players, talking about the systematic like racism and unconscious bias and all sorts. You know what I mean? Like, Nuradin holds no punches, and it was an excellent debate. So if you haven't seen that, head over to Nuradin's channel, which I've linked in the description, and go listen up, man. He talks about the stuff that a lot of people don't want to talk about.
You know? Yeah, you know what? We keep it 100, bro. There's no point. I can't do this. I can't do this YouTube thing if I can't be my authentic self, bro. And when you're authentic self, you know, it brings a certain lived experience and how you observe society. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, it's a pleasure to have you on, bro, and I can't wait to have you on again, 100%. Anytime you want to jump on, man. You know me.
Anytime I can make it on, I'll let you know, 100%.
Yeah, man. Bro, I know. Family man, teaching.
You know it. A lot of A lot of Taylor Swift fans in the chat. Big up Santiago as well. Big up Super Nick. Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, big up Super Nick, man. Knowledge second to none. That system.
Yeah, and he's definitely been supporting this channel as well. Like that's what I like about the community. Like they support multiple channels, which is wicked, man.
Yeah.
Really
Now she's amazing,
that.
bro. She's amazing. Super Nick is amazing. She's amazing. Her son's got a YouTube channel as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna be definitely getting him on my show. Yeah, definitely. He's a United fan. Yeah.
Oh, wicked. Well, Super Nick, drop that in the comment section. Let's see if we could get some of my followers to sub to him as well. You know, that's wicked. We have Dave Rumble enjoying the channel. I appreciate that, man. And to be fair, I got a big up obviously Jordan, Nate, Steve, all of those. They all contribute in bringing success to the channel, man. And you know what? I think what's helped obviously is the way that we're playing football as well. That's really helped bring a positive sort of vibe. You know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate it. A lot of love for you in the building.
Yo, big up, man. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. Watching your game yesterday, you know, people will sometimes scoff at that, innit? Because I just watch any football. I'm not as long as there's crowds there, there's atmosphere. Empty stadium games, I can only watch United games. And actually, there's breaking stuff tonight that football might be because of what's going on and the craziness. Our game could be called off tomorrow.
Yeah.
And everything. So the football might be going back behind fans, but your fans, oh my God, bro. I'm just sitting here at home and I can feel the noise, the passion. It was unbelievable. But that game, people would have scoffed at it years ago and gone, oh, you know what? None, Everton, Crystal Palace, but towards the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes, man, everything, blood, sweat, and tears, man. It had it all.
That save, yeah, from Gator, and I've criticized him this season for multiple mistakes, but that save he made in like 85th, 86th minute or so, huge save from I believe it was Gordon, the young lad that came on. You know, big up Farhan, you know, Leicester City fan, and he makes fun. So you know what? If you didn't know, this guy Farhan Talks, he's the one that created our new logo.
Big up, man.
He created it. So big up to you. So Nuradin, if you want a logo, hit him up, man. Hit him up on Twitter.
Yeah, man. You know what? Tell him to follow me on Twitter and I'll follow him back 100%.
Yeah, this is it. We're all supporting each other, man. 100%. And in fact, actually, if you are free, click on the link. Come on, have your say about Leicester.
Yo, Leicester are back to normal. You know what I mean? Leicester was
service resumed, bro. This is it. Big up CM as always. And as I was saying, Super Nick, please plug your son's channel, man. We're here to support. Big up Nuradin for always being on Woodward and the Glazers' neck.
Yeah, I'll be done.
100%. This channel under Roy, bro, I'll be getting clipped on the daily. So big up Nate. Nate's one of the hosts as well of the channel.
Yo, big up Nate.
Yeah, if we had done this under Hudson, it would have been a problem. 100%.
What was it like? I want to ask you, what was it like being there yesterday, bro? What was it like? Were you feeling that nervous? Was the tension? The tension was in there, wasn't it?
Like I said, first off, we completely dominated. I think Everton did have a few half chances, but we were in so much control. We deserved to go 2 up. But like I said, it's typical Palace fact. It's not a Palace game if there isn't any like nerves, last minute tension and stuff, you know. But what I'm happy about is that instead of us actually conceding late, we got the goal late, you know, which shows that, listen, we can actually go and kill off games instead of having to sit back all the time and stuff. So hopefully that does a good stead in the future, because the amount of points we've dropped this season.
In Newcastle, especially, I'll never forget that, bro. The Newcastle game. Damn.
Newcastle, Seaweeds, so many games. Arsenal.
Seaweeds at Brighton.
Yeah, we don't swear on this channel.
Big up! Oh my God,
Seaweeds. Yeah, we call them Seaweeds.
Yo, Seaweeds is good for you, man. Seaweeds. No, I get it, bro. I get it. It's just like when people come come on United Real Therapy and people talk about the Etihad, and I'm like, no, that's the Etihad. Don't bring that business. That's the Etihad.
Oh, swear down. So all this time, Super Nick's son's channel is CM2. Oh yeah, we know about him. Small world.
Hey, you know about her.
No, CM22. That's the son.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, big up, small world. Big up, JB. That's a crucial win for Liverpool yesterday, actually. Crucial win. That is, man. Even Brush is saying, oh, snap. Yeah, I didn't realize. Didn't realize. But like I said, guys, as you know, if you ever want to call in and have your say on your team's performance, here's the link. You know what I mean? But you know what? Let's start with your boys, actually. Now that there's been a couple of days.
Mm-hmm. First of all, you need to tell them, the people, let the people know what you said when I was doing my preview, what your first comment was in the comment section. Your comment about the win game bounce.
Oh yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah, I just dropped it. I was like, did Man United just have a one game bounce? Like, because
the shortest bounce in football history, bro.
The difference was mad. It was like phenomenal against us, terrible against Norwich.
Trust me, we made Norwich look like prime Barcelona, bro. We made them look like prime Barcelona, bro. Honestly, it was crazy, absolutely crazy. Like, you know, the first half, to be fair, they huffed and puffed. None of us really created anything on tantamount. I think there was the Ronaldo chance when McTominay put him through. I know that, you know, I'm not his biggest fan, McTominay, but I'm always fair. And when I'm fair, I thought he was one of our best players on the day. But that's saying something, you know what I mean? And no way did Norwich play like they were the bottom of the league. You know what I mean? No way would you ever think that. But in the first half, to be fair, De Gea had nothing to do. But they had aspects of the game. You know what I mean? They were comfortable. Ronaldo goes through. He checked instead of shooting first time. I actually like the fact that he checked back, and he sent two of the defenders sliding. You know what I mean? He put the handbrakes on them, and then took a shot with his left foot. We went wide. We had a couple of corners. Maguire. We built a bit of pressure, and then in the second half, so I was like, we're not connecting. Bruno was giving the ball away like 27 times. He gave the ball away. Rashford was horrendous off the pitch. Ronaldo, to be fair to him, was trying and he actually worked back. He was actually pressing. He was doing his bit. He's the only one that looked like he was, you know, he understood. You know what he's like? He's a winner, bro. Yeah. Over 800 goals. Like, you can't question him. You can't question his attitude. You can't question what he's doing. So that's Ronaldo. But the second half was worse than the first half. Second half, the guy had to put in a man of the match performance to get us out of jail, bro. And that's what it was. But to be fair, every team that's gone down in the last couple of years, even with Ole and Mourinho, relegated teams always beat us anyway. So it's like the tradition of Man United. One relegation team is going to always go, oh yeah, but at least we beat Man United. I'm like, we're not that Man United anymore, rude boy. We're not that Man United anymore. 100%. So we robbed them. On any given day, on chances and on pressure in the second half, you would think Norwich deserved to win. Forget the draw.
No, that's keeping it real right there. Before I get into to Arsenal, so basically Tariq is an Arsenal fan, Nuradin. But to be fair, you may hate Arsenal as a club, but Tariq is one of the realest ones out there. No word of a lie.
No, I don't. You know the funny thing? I don't hate them. I genuinely don't hate Arsenal because I actually feel sorry for them because. No, I do because I like the way I feel sorry for us. Like, I feel sorry. Like, this is a great club, one of the most successful teams in English football, and look what happened to them. Like, they're owned by Americans now, and I miss those days. Like, with Twitter and social media, what is like? Could you imagine if Man United and Arsenal were on top of the league going after each other? You know that it would be just crazy. So that's why
social media would erupt.
Yeah. That's why I feel bad for them, because I just think We're just Arsenal with a lot of money. We make a lot more money. That's them. That's it. I said that 5 years ago. A lot of United fans laughed at me. And they still laugh at me and they go, no, we're not as bad. I'm like, yo, we are. That's bad. We are. We're the new Arsenal. And like, soon as top four became the remit for our managers, in the last 9 years, top four was our remit. But big up, bro. Lovely to meet you. Love.
Nice to meet you, man. Yeah, you spitting facts there, man, when you talk about Arsenal, but also with Man United as well. I just want to touch on that. And the similarities between both of us at the moment as well is that midfield, man. That's why you're not controlling games. That's why you're allowing Norwich to come and play you off the park and create chances. And it's not even... Yes, I don't think the defence works with Maguire and Lindelof, and that's not for the quality that Man United need to be if they're going to progress and go forward. But even when we've seen Varane there's been that exposure, and it's been because your players can't retain the ball, because even though Bruno, yes, we know what the wonders that he can do, but he gives the ball away consistently, and that ball retention, and that's what I've seen from Arsenal in our midfield. You know, when Xhaka's making mistakes, Thomas Partey's been the one who's been making the most mistakes, and that's what's been most frustrating for me. So yeah, and that's why our game was very bitty. And you know, the likes of Palace have had. I know you didn't have the great game against Manchester United in particular, but this is you're still in the game for a majority of it. And if Ayew doesn't miss that chance, then it's a completely, you could be taking and saying that you snatched a point there, and you rolled up to the Emirates and you were the better team. But yeah, that's what it is for me on Man United.
100%. Speak of the devil. Big up, CM. How you doing, bro?
I'm all good. How are you guys?
Guys, small one. I didn't even know that Super Nick was Mumsy, you know?
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, big up Mumsy.
Big up Super Nick on that one still.
She's supporting
big
everyone,
time.
so big up. 100%.
Big time, my number one supporter. 100%.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Roland, Prozoli TV, what you saying, my guy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, doing good, man. I'm a lot better than I was yesterday. My voice was gone.
Yeah, I saw you struggling on that stream, but it was funny, man. Your voice was cracking, man.
Trust me. And Brush as well, big up.
What you guys telling me?
We're all good. We're all good.
All good.
Now, you know what? We're going to have a chat about this in a minute.
Brother.
We're going to have a chat about this. This Champions League draw debacle.
Bro.
Might have to run up another stream myself.
Listen, but before we get there, because that's probably going to take up the biggest chunk of our time tonight, yeah? There is an Arsenal fan in there, Tariq, obviously. Nuradin, you muted.
It was Arshavin that was trying to get Arsenal into the Champions League.
Right, Nuradin, just to bring a bit of context. CM, Pros Only, Roland, and Brush, all United fans. Tariq's Arsenal. Obviously, I'm Palace. So let's talk Arsenal, Southampton real quick, and then we'll get into this Champions League madness. Because boy,
well, I'm happy with the result. Let's talk about the first 15 minutes first. That was poor. We started off really slow. I think it was the hangover from the Manchester United and Everton games. Everton was a really bad performance. That was worse than United. And we allowed such a poor side who you brushed them away, pardon the pun. But yeah, and the fact that we came out so slowly and Southampton were looking to cause us problems, but Ramsdale was making a couple of good saves. Our players were giving the ball away constantly, couldn't string passes together. But then suddenly you saw one of the goals of the weekend, which has been a pattern of Arteta's play, even though he's received a lot of criticism for what he's done. You can't fault when it works and it clicks. And I saw Danny Ceballos on Instagram was saying like "made in Arteta" or something like that. It's a bit mad, you know. I know there's a lot of Arsenal fans that wouldn't have liked to see that, but fair. It's a good goal in all fairness. But we have to remember who we're playing against: Southampton, who have a depleted squad in general. Odegaard scoring 3 and 3. I was happy to see that though, and the fact that he's adding goals into his game is important because that's been his biggest criticism from most fans in particular. Is with Odegaard a lot better end product, and when we've seen when we're looking at the likes of Gabriel, who I've highly rated. I've been on Roland's channel, been saying that Gabriel, I think he's going to be one of the top 5 centre-backs in the world when he reaches his peak. The guy's 23. Yeah. And from what I'm seeing, he's making mistakes. He's definitely going to do that. Any 23-year-old centre-back would.
Is that in a world where COVID shuts down like everywhere else? Yeah.
Hey. Hey. You'd
Top
love,
5 in the world.
you'd
It's
love,
not gonna be at Arsenal, that's for sure.
Less
man.
of that.
It won't be at Arsenal.
nah, he might not be at Arsenal in all
move.
seriousness. You're
Yeah,
right.
you'd have to move.
It might not be the case.
Nah, listen, I was with you until you said top 5 in the world, bro. Like he's your best centre half, innit? He's good.
Nah,
But let's calm down a bit.
Okay, Brush. All right, Brush. Tell me what about him? What don't you rate? What doesn't he have as a to be a top 5 centre-back?
Yeah, but what do you see in him that makes you think that he can get to top 5, bro?
Reading the game, physicality, strength, aerially, scoring goals. Centre-backs who score goals usually are one of the best in the world. Everybody loves.
And you're happy with him positionally as well.
Yeah.
And his rashness. You think he's got
I don't think he's
the head to be cool, calm, and collected. Yeah.
I don't think he's totally rash, but not everyone's Van
But
Dijk,
also, it's in a back 3 as well, isn't it, T?
He's not in a back 3.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you need to like play him in that situation, innit? Like in a back 3.
I don't think so, because
you think in a 2 he can do everything he needs to do, yeah?
Yeah, in a 2 he has done. He's been holding Ben White's hand throughout most of it. Imagine, if physicality wise, he's been coming up against all sorts and he's been able to deal with them fine. I couldn't see what was.
But this is the other thing though, T. Like you've played all the big boys and you've been slapped, bro.
Yeah, but that's not Gabriel's fault though.
But he's part of it, isn't it?
He was against Palace.
But you can't look at that and say Van Dijk was getting slapped about at 23 when he was at Southampton. You weren't going to say that he's not. He had potential to be world class then, and he reached it because he was in a team that was built to win. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's going to be the best top 5 centre backs in the world at Arsenal, but he definitely has the caliber and capability to. Because what you look at a centre back in 2021 and in nowadays is, are you decent enough on the ball to play at the back? Yes, he is. Are you strong enough in the air to deal with physical strikers? Yes, he is. We missed him a lot. Ivan Toney absolutely bullied Arsenal. Favela Silvestre. I rate him a lot. You guys missed out on him because who did you go for instead?
Maguire.
There you go.
Allow me. Allow me, man.
Hey, no, wait.
Please.
But yeah, man, I just bearing in mind 23, you don't see centre back hit their prime for another 5 years for me. And from what I've seen from him already, he's shown leadership qualities, which is what I want from my centre back. And yeah, man, I appreciate what he's done. And yeah, he's going to make mistakes. He'll continue to make mistakes for the next 5 years, I believe. But he doesn't make them on a consistent basis. I think against Manchester United, he could have got closer to Rashford to block the cross. I will criticize him when I believe is right, but he rectifies those mistakes, and that's what good players do. They face adversity and they improve, and I believe he's done that.
Fair enough. I mean, listen, I think he's your best centre half. I just question like the ceiling in it, so time will tell.
I mean,
time will tell. Yeah, it's a prediction at the end of the day for what I think he will get.
Tariq's got a good point, man. In terms of Van Dijk, you saw what, bruv. I saw him getting his hamstring stretched out by Martial, bruv. Like we saw that like several years ago, and then look at him now. Do you know what I mean? Like it's hard to judge it right now, and maybe not at Arsenal because it depends on how Arsenal develop as a team. Because if they develop as a team, then he develops with them. But if he far outstrips everybody in the team, who have to get sold and move on somewhere else and probably be up there on those levels, in it. But you have to wait.
You know, that just goes to show how much coaching can affect a certain player, because it's like you can be at one club and you'll be like, that guy has potential, or he even looks average, and then a manager sees something in him, a coaching staff sees something in him, and then they just transform him altogether. Van Dijk goes from Southampton to Liverpool and turns into one of the best centre-backs in the world. There's so many examples of how a player can go to another club and just elevate.
100.
You know what? To be fair to Van Dijk, I remember watching him. And what was the brother, that midfielder, East African brother that played midfield for Spurs? Wanyama. Both of them, I was like, nah, they're too good for Celtic. I watched Van Dijk and him play against Barcelona in the Champions League. and they were holding their own. And this is like prime Barcelona playing decent football. So that's when I knew Van Dijk. And honestly, no word of a lie. That's why I always said I'm might as well give me the scouting job, because the clowns at Man United don't know what they're doing. But I spotted, more than anything, I spotted his speed. You know, the recovery. Like, that's one of the most prime things that you look for in a centre half. Because as modern footballers got even, we get into modern football, speed as a centre half. If you can make mistakes, yeah. But if your team can help push up the pitch, you giving your team 20 to 30 yards up the pitch, and you've got this pace to recover, that says a lot. So I remember watching him and going, you know what? He looks decent. And obviously, yeah, Martial did what he did. You know, the breaks and that. He put the brakes on him. It was like a complete 160 in it, the brakes in it. And my man was skidding everywhere, man. Honestly, he could have made a meme out of that. But at the end of the day, Klopp said, when they said to Klopp, why are you waiting for him? Why don't you get anybody else? So it's not just the manager. Look what the young Don said. But it's also the system. The system has to be paramount. But I agree with that, with the brother there, bigging up your man. I think for 23 years old, he's quite dominant as it is. So he's got attributes, if he gets the right coaching and the right system, for him to succeed, to get better and better. Centre half is one of those positions you have to play. That's why I was devastated when we let Tuanzebe go to Villa, and now he's on the bench at Villa. Like, they have to play, and they're gonna make mistakes. Young centre halves are gonna make mistakes, but you have to play them, and that, because it's one of the most central parts of positions in the football pitch. You can't just be amazing when you get in there. You have to make mistakes and improve and get better. That's why a lot of old centre halves, look at Thiago Silva, they can still play because he's got the know-how. By the time you hit 28, 29, if you're not seeing the game as a full picture and you're not understanding what you are as a player, then you're in the wrong game, man. You're in the wrong game.
It's true. And just quickly, one more thing. He has to cover that whole left side because Kieran Tierney is a striker. How far he plays up at times, so he's able to cover that side. And when Nuno Tavares plays as well, he's even worse. Like we saw against United when he gave the ball away and Rashford was able to play a good, easy ball in for Ronaldo. So the fact he has a lot of responsibility, he's easily our most important player in the team, I believe. If you can take Saka out, you can take Emile Smith-Rowe, and there's still a way that you can win. Without Gabriel, I don't believe we can.
Sorry, this comment is killing me. Arteta Systems, Ray Hodgson's Lamasia. You know, Roland and CM, we'll come to you quickly about your game against Norwich. I just want to quickly touch on after that about, do big teams get biased with regards to penalties? Because we had some shocking penalty decisions. And then we'll go into the Champions League debacle, because that was mad. So yeah, Roland?
About the game against Norwich, obviously it was a poor game from the players, but I don't blame the manager for it. He's been there for about a week and a bit. The players themselves have had 3 years under Ollie where they've barely been coached. So now imagine coming in there and then you're having to trying to coach these little bad habits that they have within themselves. And the thing about it is that, like, for a lot of it, it's going to be mainly mental. That's why he's brought in Sasa Lench, the psychological coach, because to be honest with you, like, he wants them to be able to have this as like a pattern within their brains so that when they go out onto the pitch, they can perform that particular system. So I don't expect it to happen for at least until February time when we actually play Atletico in the Champions League. You will actually be able to see it on the pitch at that point. And obviously there may have to be some personnel changes as well, because I don't think some of those players that have started are the people that he wants exactly in the team to perform what he wants to do. I think there's some influence from Mike Phelan, who's still there, and I don't understand why. There's influence from McKenna, who we saw next to Ralph in his ear. And I'm thinking to myself, you see, this is the reason why certain players are in the squad. I'm not going to name names. We already know who they are. But, like, that's the reason why. So, but the one thing I say that's most important is when a new manager comes in, the reason why that manager has come in is because the previous manager had the team set up and they were conceding so many goals. When a new manager comes in, they have to make sure that the team is set up to not concede goals. In the 3 games we've played under Ralph, we've only conceded 1 goal. So, you know, he's doing his job. Right now, I think the most important thing for us in this Christmas period is win as many games as possible, try and stay unbeaten, try not to concede many goals, and then we'll be able to come out of that storm and then say, all right, let's move forward, and hopefully he's implemented what he needs to implement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and one thing I'll say about the Norwich game as well is one thing that made the performance look even worse was the fact that some of the players, they just were off. You know, when you're talking about missing 5-yard passes, professional footballers don't do that often. And I think sometimes it's down to like concentration, you know, having the right preparation. And when you talk about Ralph Rangnick not being in for that long, you know, the players haven't had the right preparation under him, only a few training sessions. And even if we play the Brentford game tomorrow, expect more of the same, because these guys, they ain't training because of the COVID outbreak. So it's like, you know, there's going to be more of the same in terms of, you know, misplacing passes, them kind of things, players not knowing where they're supposed to be in the system, not knowing where others are supposed to be. There's going to be a lot of execution issues down the line. And it's just about him having those training sessions to iron out all of them issues.
Decent insight. No, and this is why I love chatting to.
There's no quick fixes, bro. Like from now to the end of the season, it's just about establishing a system and a style and seeing who fits it and who doesn't. So we're literally just, you know, trying to identify the ones that can stay and can rock with it, and identify who we need to get rid of in order to build.
Yeah. And you know what CM was saying then? It was about like, I don't think you are going to see in terms of certain players that are going to fit this system in a way. So I don't think you're going to see much improvement even till the end of the season, even if you did have time to train, because there's only so far a coach can do and how so far a coach can play. Because when you see the likes in midfield that constantly play that, yes, do you know what? Fred's way better than McTominay because of what he gives, tenacity and off the ball and how he wins the ball. I think he's a better reader of the game. But the basics of move and how to retain the ball, how to move the ball forward, can you do it in less touches, which will help you dominate teams and progress and really camp outside and get in the opposition's half. And you hear a lot of coaches talk about that. How quickly can we get into the opposition's half? That's what Ralph Rangnick wants to do. That's why he's going that direct play, because it's all well and good having possession in your own half, which I think you tend to do too much with McTominay and Fred, which is why they're able to get pickpocketed and lose the ball and for chances for the opposition. So yeah, I do think he will sign the right players, even if it's not the big names. I do think Haidara, who's been linked, I don't know how serious is that now, guys. Is it still serious or?
This is a good point, T. I think in the past we have gone for the big names and the big fees, and I would like to see a change in that. It's not about that, man. We need to find people that fit the system in it, and I prefer signing younger players anyway, and you know, unearthing those diamonds in the rough and seeing them improve and develop, opposed to slapping these big fees on players and then being stuck with them. Like structurally, I mean, Nuradin will know this. Like structurally, we need to, we need to change our wage structure, and like from the top down, everything needs to be just gutted and rebuilt. You know, there needs to be a hierarchy, bro. We need to ask questions like, why is our backup goalkeeper on 150 grand a week? Like, there's no need for a backup goalkeeper who's on 150 grand a week. That shouldn't be there. One matter. I love the brother, yeah? Proper nice guy in that. On and off the field, model professional. He made about 5 appearances last season, and he's taking up about 7 million in wages. What's he there for? He needs to go. Come back as an ambassador or as a coach when you get your badges in it, because I like you, but you need to cut. Matic, he's done. At the end of the season, he needs to go. And there's so much uncertainty. And, you know, the thing that United fans get annoyed about, a couple of weeks ago, we were hearing rumours of Harry Maguire potentially getting a new contract. Why, when Pogba and Lingard and all these other players are running down their deals, are you concerned with a guy who's still got 4 years left to run on his? Like, it's mad, isn't it? And my man's on 190 grand a week. What has he done for a renegotiation of anything?
Rewarding,
and he's got 4 years left on his deal, which takes him up to the age of 32. Why are you trying to tie him down as if he's prime Rio Ferdinand?
Rich is busting up there just in the background. Just
Rich is loving this, man. He's
You
just
know what
chilling,
it
going,
is?
rah.
this is
I've
my
got
issue.
Mark
You see.
Dewey.
It's the Maguire.
You see back in the day, yeah. You see back in the day, Rich couldn't laugh at me. You know, as a Crystal Palace fan, he couldn't laugh. We're seeing Andy Johnson and those people there doing that stuff. You couldn't laugh at me, but you're laughing. It's mad.
Shamak.
No, you know what? It's a Maguire one. The Maguire one gets me all the time because I've been saying from day one, he is a terrible footballer.
You know what it is, Rich? He is a Premier League quality defender, just a mid-tier, average Premier League quality defender. That's all he is.
Even now,
low block defender. Low block defender.
Yeah. You know what it is though? Like the fee, he can't get away from the fee, and for what we want to achieve and strive for, he's absolutely not the guy.
But let's take away the fee, right?
Bruv, even without the fee, he wouldn't be my choice, innit?
No.
Let me get the table up and let's see actually which teams from mid-table he would actually.
Like recently, if you've seen us play as well, one of the worrying things actually is that Lindelof and Bailly have come and done bits, and I'm thinking, raw. Like Maguire for me, you know, when Varane's back fully fit as well, I'm not picking Harry Maguire.
Bailly was doing spinneroonies on against
and the only reason to persist is that fee in it, that which hangs over his head. Like
And
people need to protect their assets. Yeah. Or this is another thing we need to get into, bro. Like he shouldn't be captain either, in it. So right.
Right. Let me go from let me start from Wolves at 9th. Would you get into the Wolves centre back?
Yeah, Connor Cody. Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, the way they play, or the way that Bruno Lage wants to be expansive.
This is the decision.
I don't think so.
Not progression, but now, yeah, because he's better than Cody.
Burnley is his level.
Is he though?
Yeah.
Burnley's his level.
Cody's a better passer out of the back.
Burnley, you know, he would cook
Cody, you know what I like about Cody? He's a fantastic communicator.
Yeah,
when I go to the ground, you see him. I don't sit that far away from the pitch sometimes, depending on the ticket I get. But I got friends who always give me their ticket, and I sit close to the pitch. When we play Wolves, Cody's constantly talking. Ras, my kittens, boys, my kittens. Cody's doing a madness. But yeah, so for me, the videos are out there, man. I told all United fans before we bought him, this is going to be one of the biggest mistakes. The man turns like a double-decker bus, man. Double-decker bus. And to me, if I wanted Man United when we bought him to go and play progressive, halfway line kind of football, to play on the front foot, to squeeze the games. Harry Maguire ain't that guy. And to trust me, he's much of as a leader as his dog takes him out for a walk, not the other way around, bro.
All right, let me keep going through the teams. Brentford, yes or no?
Yeah, I would say.
The fact that you have to think so long.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think he gets into that team, you know.
Cool. Seaweeds.
Right. Oh no, definitely not. Wait, what?
So swearing. He ain't getting into Palace, so let's move on. Villa.
He's better than me.
I like.
He's better than me.
He's
better than me.
I like Konza.
Yeah.
Listen, Villa 30. We're heading towards the lower echelon of the league now. You know.
Yeah.
Everton.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, probably get in there. Watford, yes.
Leeds.
Yeah, you would see
the way they play. Would you want him in your side? It's too open, bro.
Yeah, but not like Liam Cooper's like any better. Come on.
Still.
You know who would suit? You know who he would really suit? Because they play a bit of low block football. Tottenham.
I say Tottenham. Yeah. Probably Tottenham.
Yeah. Because Tottenham, Norwich went to Tottenham and Tottenham play like their away team, bro. Like Jose 2.0. Like they had 30% possession, they won 3-0. But I don't explain the game though, because they were like, have the ball.
Yeah. Didn't Jose want Maguire as well?
Yeah. He did. I didn't understand it then either, T. At that time they were quoting about 40 million, but still I didn't understand it for the life of me.
Leeds play a high line.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Liam Cooper's much better though than Maguire. Come on.
But then if you see the way he's running backwards, you'll be saying to yourself.
Yeah. And there is a popular misconception as well that a lot of people tell you that Maguire is a ball playing defender. He isn't. Just because he likes to come out with the ball doesn't make you a ball playing defender.
He's definitely.
You start watching Chris Smalling back in the day, man.
In Stoke.
Have you seen the way he looks like he holds the ball, he hogs to it. We don't play quick football when he's on the ball because the amount of time he holds onto the ball. Like if you're a ball playing centre half, you already know as soon as you get that ball, move it, shift it. I never see him get the ball first time and shift it without even taking a touch. Certain defenders will just shift that ball quickly.
That's my criticism of Ben White as well.
And you know the thing about him as well, even when he makes those runs forward, what he'll do is he'll pass it off and then he'll just stand there. It's not even like he's making a movement to try and drag someone out of position. Like when he runs forward, nothing happens.
At least Ben White's got age on his side, mate. Maguire's 28 going on 29. Honestly, I think in the summer, honestly, I think we should cut our losses.
Let me finish this off. Southampton.
Yeah. Come on, Rich. Listen, Rich. He'll get into the majority teams.
Rich is proper on running through all these teams. You know, I love it, man.
Yeah.
Not the top 6, bro. Not the top 6.
All right. Watford, Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich.
He gets into those.
Yeah, he gets into those.
He gets into those.
So,
That's getting me a bit decent, you know. They're good centre back partnership.
So we've gone from Leeds at 15th. That was from then on. It was like certains.
Yeah.
No, he get listen, he's bad, but he'll get into a majority of Premier League team, other than the top 6, I think, or potential top 6.
He was at Leicester. That's what he signed him for.
He's not getting to Palace.
You don't want him at Palace, Captain Marvel, Maguire, Palace.
You keep your captain.
Surely he's got to lose it.
Santi, how you doing?
Defo.
Good. Just jumped onto the stream and big discussion already going on. I guess echoing a lot of stuff that's already been said. I think with Ralph, I guess coming in as a new manager, like you do see the influence of some of the coaches that have been there. I guess you can't just come in there and just destabilize everything off the bat. You have to take it a little bit slowly. You can tell that the focus was defense. Coming in, that was like his press conference. That was kind of like the big thing that he focused on. I'm sure that's probably what is, got to make sure we're not conceding so many goals like we have been before, and then slowly start to get it. I guess work your way up.
Fair shot. Rolling, you might have to do a whole stream on Maguire,
What, the compilation? Is that compilation reaction, yeah?
I mean, listen, the AWB one's there. I'll do that with you,
Bruv, we can do it, but like, you're not going. What are you going to?
Bruv, I am not watching that again. Listen, bruv, stressed me the hell out when I saw that on the stream,
bro.
Oh Jesus!
And then I get a message from Richard on Saturday morning saying, "Let's do this live together." I was like, "You sure you really want to do this?" Like,
oh man, right. Let's just quickly talk about big club bias. Are the big clubs getting too many soft penalties? Because the Leicester one was shambolic.
City one was bad too, bro.
That was even worse.
That was bad. It's probably one of the softest I've seen in like years, bro. Like, man, it hit him in like at his back, like here, bro. Like, that's not a pen, but
I don't know, because big club, like I know people might say, Arsenal aren't a big club, but I don't feel like we get enough penalties. Like, I don't know, I try and be a realist in those situations. Like, I didn't think that Godfrey's was a red card, even though everybody was against me and saying that, yeah, it's a definite. But like, I don't think we get enough penalties. There's been certain situations in games. I can remember in particular, Reece James on Saka in our 2-0 loss. Not saying it would have made a difference, but we don't get those type of penalties that I see City, Liverpool, and United did get them until Klopp came out, and then he spoke about it. You was getting them a lot, and now it seems like you haven't. It's slowed down a little bit more because
Maguire and Tomiyasu.
Maguire and Tom, forgot about that one. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, that was a definite penalty. So yeah, I just feel like we don't get them as much, but that's why people say, yeah, you're not a big club anymore. But also, just to say that, I I think the big clubs get them because they're in the penalty box a lot more than the opposition team. And you attack if you're in there, any little nick, players will go down. It's clever. I think there was a situation over the weekend where a player was it Bowen? Was it not this week, but it was last weekend when Bowen could have went down and he stayed on his feet or something like that. So yeah, the best teams do go. The best players do, unfortunately. So yeah, I think there is a bit of a bias, but also they're in the penalty box more than opposition.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the Chelsea ones? Because I thought that first one was all right from Rafinha.
No, Rafinha, he scissored him, innit? Like, he scissored him, no? Yeah, so I'm
the challenge, though, innit?
that's the thing, innit? Because, like, I feel like the rules have changed in regards to that as well. The last 4 or 5 years, when you scissor in a challenge, they automatically say it's a foul, it's a yellow, or it could potentially be a red, innit? Because it's like both feet and all of that. So I thought that was a pen. But the other one, the Rudiger one, innit? It was Rudiger, like, the last...
both of them for Rudiger, wasn't it?
For Rudiger, yeah. Oh shit, yeah. The other one was a pen. I think it was a pen because he's literally kicked in the back of him. Like literally, there's no need for him to do that.
The biggest thing what referees have done now and what the officials have all said is that you could win the ball, right? So it's not about winning the ball anymore. It's about the follow through. And we saw a classic case of that with Rudiger, the first one. Like, he wins the ball. Obviously, he doesn't sit it. He comes in with both feet like that. But he wins the ball. And even the one on Dan James, I think he might have got something on the ball, but it's the way his knee clatters onto Dan James and then Dan James goes down. So that's what people need to understand now, that you can win the ball. You can touch the ball first, but it's about how they deem how out of control you are.
I think that's a shame though, because if you look at a sport like football, it's not a non-contact sport, in the end of the day, and they're treating it like, I don't know, they're just treating it like a non-contact sport. In the end of the day, injuries can happen in any way. You can get injured without even being touched by another player. So for you to kind of change the rules in a way where it's like, you win the ball, but then you tackle a player a certain way when you can't be in control of that. Some of these challenges I see, they'll win the ball perfectly, foot on ball, everything. But everything after that, you can't control it. And it's just a shame to see the way that football, and it's other sports as well, the way they're officiated. It just takes some of the bite out of it.
100% Young Don, 100% I agree. And it's even for me, what really messes me up as well is this offside now. Like, can you imagine how people can break their legs? People last-ditch tackles, centre-halves, full-backs, goalkeepers coming out. Just get that thing up, man. It's offside. It's offside. We can all see it. It's offside.
My only criticism for that is I remember playing against you and Aubameyang was onside and the referee put his flag up then, but the referee was about to blow his whistle, but remembered so even then, I don't trust our referees in those situations because they may miss something.
You have just reminded me of a situation. What is going on with Aubameyang?
Oh yeah, Tariq, you were quiet on this the whole time. You've been hiding. You have to speak, please speak.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been captain in the first place. In all honesty, that was my criticism on Emery. That weak decisions. When you've got a situation the way it was with Xhaka and taking the captaincy off of him, which was right, but to give it to your best player, it's just. I think nowadays the captain's armband's a bit of a mockery of what it used to be from what we saw from Roy Keane, Vieira, even Steven Gerrard, Tony Adams, etc. Because now it's all about. I think because the money is so high in football, you have to give it to one of your highest paid players, or at the time that they were made captain. Because with agents now, it's used as a bargaining tool. It's used as a bargaining tool now. For Aubameyang, not Bebe, Aubameyang to sign his contract. For Aubameyang to sign his contract, I think the captaincy was a big part to play. The fact that he could remain captain at Arsenal, and I think now, if we was to give it to someone like a Kieran Tierney, depending on how much they're on, I think you'd have to readjust their contract with it. Because the agents now, you got Mino Raiola, these super agents, they're looking at, all right, so this guy's your captain, yeah, and I want to be earning so-and-so. I want to be earning more than that. if he's the captain, and like it's just going to cause uncertainty in the dressing room a lot. But there's no real leaders that are out there at Arsenal anyway. But for me, he's got to be stripped off. And I'm going to just quickly, it's going to be Gabriel for me. That's the one who I think it should.
Is it not the job of the manager though to sort that out though, mate?
Yes, but I think now that the situation has arose, yes, he can. But when he first came in, it's like Ralph. You're not going to see Ralph take it off Maguire unless.
I don't expect it to change till the end of the season.
Yeah, and even then, it's a bit depends. I think it may happen with Ralph because he may.
Yeah, no, because you make a very good point with regards to the wages, but I think that's a bit mad in itself. That your wage would play a role.
Yeah.
In the captaincy.
It seems to do that now because
I feel that if you have a disciplinarian in charge, then it shouldn't matter. But then I guess we kind of moved away from that now.
Because if you remember, your captain was before Maguire, it was De Gea, but he got stripped off of him, and he was your highest paid player at the time.
Mm-hmm. He still is.
Yeah, he still is. There you go. So unfortunately, that's how it seems to be. So yeah, and that's nowadays for me. It's got to be Gabriel, but Arteta, he's gonna. I feel like he will strip it off of him. Depends who it's gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised if he gave it to Xhaka, in all honesty.
And the thing about Aubameyang being the captain as well, because I swear he's turned up late before to training and stuff like that. So
he turned up late for the North London derby, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it almost confuses me because, for example, and I may use like college or something like that as a situation. If you turn up late in college, they tell you leave your house earlier. You know what I mean? These are grown people getting paid big money to do jobs that they say they love to do. And still they continue to make these kind of mistakes. And it's like, after the first time, I would have been like, you know what? You're not the captain because you're not setting an example for these younger guys. These guys are looking up to a man like Aubameyang, who's supposed to be this great goal scorer, one of the best goal scorers in the past in Europe. And the simple things he's not getting right. So I'll be worrying about these young players like Saka, Martinelli, and seeing them watch a guy like that and then worry if they're going to catch them kind of characteristics.
Absolutely. Your captain should lead by example. That is that is what the bar that's set for everyone else to follow, especially at a club like Arsenal now where, Aubameyang and Partey are like the senior players. Like, there's a bit of a dip in age between that as well from them two and the rest of it. So those are the guys that should be leading the way, on and off the field.
But I ain't gonna lie, you see when you mention Partey, I'm gonna speak from a Ghanaian's perspective, innit, because
bro,
look, so
you still got Essien to hold on to, and it's all good.
Hold on. I'm just not regarding like his playing or anything like that. I'm just saying like imagine him coming from Atletico Madrid and earning 30 grand a week, to come into Arsenal and then he's getting paid potentially 100, 120k. He's not gonna know how to act. A lot of brothers, they come in from a certain place, and then they get this money. And it's a lot, so they don't know how to act and then become a bit wild. Like, I don't know about Aubameyang and his upbringing and his lifestyle, but you give him 400,000 a week, what do you think he's gonna do? He's gonna move mad. So, like, at the same time, yes, you can blame him, you can blame also Arteta, but you also have to blame the club as well because they're the ones that allow these wage structures to inflate so highly. Like, you see Liverpool, look at the way their wage structure is. They're fighting with Salah's agents right now to give him a new contract. He definitely deserves one, and whatever it is that he costs, you give it to him. Hey, Vibes, you're mad for this comment, It's mad. This is a mad comment, bro. So I feel like at Arsenal, once Aubameyang gets shifted out, then you'll be able to reset everything because it's gonna affect the young players, as CM said, innit? Because if my man's there getting all that money and he's moving mad, the young players will look at that and say, I could do the same, innit? So,
and in terms of that as well, Roland, do you think clubs have a responsibility as well to be the ones to teach the players on how they should be acting? Because obviously, like, I'm not hating on anyone earning money in it. Like, it is what it is. The game, there's so much money in the game. These contracts are going to get given out. But obviously, you'd hope that they would have some kind of guidance or structure in which, you know, they know how to act to a certain degree. Like,
You know,
listen,
like-
like you said, he's going to ball out in it, but does it always have to be on IG or places where people can clip it and make up their own headlines?
It's about the brand though. Still, you know how like now footballers brands are in their own hands.
And we already know how the media move over here, bro. Like, you know, when certain people do things, you know, it gets highlighted in a negative way.
It's the representation too, bro. Like, so obviously, if you've got some agents behind you, they're the people that really need to be helping you outside of football. Like, say, look, don't do this because it could attract certain attentions. And that and the other. You wonder what kind of representation some of these guys have got. You know what I'm saying? But
absolutely, like, I just feel that the clubs should take it upon themselves to set out certain guidelines. This is what we expect of you if you play for us. Like, this doesn't just stop on the field. Like, you know, there's a certain way in which you need to conduct yourself. Like in the NBA, the best example I can give is the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs players over the years, they move in a certain way. You know what I'm talking about, innit? Like off-field antics. You don't really see that with the Spurs. They conduct themselves in a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
100.
You know what? I think it's time to address the elephant in the room, man. This Champions League draw. What a farce! But big up Nate. Big up Nate tuning in from work and that.
Nate in the house. What's good, my bro?
What we'll do, we'll go Nate. You have your say in the Champions League, then Santi, then Nuradin, and then we'll come around to everyone else. Nate, what are you saying?
Well, we already know FIFA can't organise a World Cup properly because they're sending it out to the desert. So are people shocked that UEFA can't organise a piss up in a brewery? It's just the blind leading the blind. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you look at it and go, so you're telling me a software glitch is why this whole draw needed to get voided? No. Somebody forgot to put some balls in certain pots to keep certain teams out of certain fucking pots because certain teams are from the same poxy fucking country. If Man United and Chelsea draw each other, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they play each other every bastard season? No. That's no technical glitch. That's just some dunce thinking, should I put them in a different pot? Nah, I'd be fine. Nobody will notice. Oh, shit. Yeah, somebody noticed. Idiots.
Crazy. Santi?
I just think it's completely ironic that it was Manchester United who ended up drawing Atletico after, you know, getting taken out of their pot or whatever. So I mean, that's what I read anyway. It was kind of early whenever the draws were happening, so I had to kind of catch back up on it. I was like, it didn't surprise me, but you know, I had a feeling that they wanted to push the whole like CR7 versus Messi agenda, or just try to build up certain big games. That way you can get a bigger revenue as far as TV rights.
Yeah, Nuradin.
Like I said to you before, bro, Zarshavin tried to sneak Arsenal into the last, you know. That's what that was, man. But yeah, UEFA, man. We know about UEFA, man. Like, I think that somebody already said, man, they can't organize Jack, man. At the end of the day, we know there's some dodginess, you know what I mean? Really dodginess happening at UEFA. And I just wish there was independent bodies that were managing football, like when it comes to UEFA and FIFA. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, give the fans something really to be proud of, you know what I mean? Look at the global reach of football. It's like football and music are universal languages, bro. They know the sport that comes close to football. And look at the way that is run. So, for me, it didn't surprise me, to be fair. Sitting there, I wasn't surprised. I was just thinking, yeah, that's the agenda they want to run in at Ronaldo and Messi. And it looks like we're going to get Atletico now, but they had to do it again. But it was, it was just, for me, I don't expect, and my expectations is not huge. You know, I'm an anti-racist activist. And the way UEFA deal with racism and FIFA deal with racism is jokes, man. It's absolute jokes. So they're not serious people. They're not. So my expectation of them is quite low.
T?
You just need to go back to how they've dealt with the whole Manchester City situation, which isn't too far ago. I think there's been quite a few clubs that have had financial fair play issues. Chelsea had it at one point, and they got away with it too. And
PSG, City.
It just keeps happening, and you know, like there's definitely problems, and it keeps rearing its head It will always, corruption will always show, and it's always corruption will always be like it we spotted before it always comes to the show. Like we've always seen it in history, and as Nuradin said, I think he's hit the nail on the head with how they deal with racism. I remember with we've seen it in the Europa League with the whole Glenn Kamara situation, Sparta Prague, Slavia Prague, how it happened at Arsenal as well. So there's just loads. It's just so many issues that UEFA just don't deal with, and it's dirty, and it constantly has been. The links. I think the Champions League has been marketed very well, to be where it is. It's all about marketing, because if we were honest, the Premier League is a better spectacle than the Champions League now. In all fairness, in terms of competitiveness, quality. And look, this is how many times have we seen in recent years the English teams dominate, and it's the rich teams that dominate as well. So it's just about money for them, and that's what they always care about with UEFA. So it doesn't surprise me that these things happen. And I think the draws have been quite profitable from them anyway. The PSG Man United one, that worked, and so does PSG.
They fumbled that bag big time.
PSG Real did the big one though.
You see that question there? Why can't teams from the same league draw each other? That's called country protection. You can only draw each other, I think, from the quarterfinals onwards.
Yeah.
Because UEFA are terrified that if Manchester United draw Liverpool, it would detract from Bayern Munich playing PSG, despite the fact people would watch Bayern Munich PSG anyway. But UEFA are dead convinced that, oh no, we can't have teams from the same country playing each other. Then why are so many teams from the same country in the damn thing? If you want it to be a Champions League, champions of every bloody nation in Europe go in, and the rest. But they don't want that, so that's why they can't. It has to be country protection until the quarterfinals.
But you see why people. You see when people were up in arms about the Super League, yeah. Mm-hmm. Now that Super League, yeah. Look, I understand that it was very the way they kind of snuck it underneath the table, and then they kind of just launched it on that Sunday, and we was all shocked, yeah. But like, it was kind of a new idea, because you see the Champions League, it was born out of another competition. If you guys remember, if you're old enough,
European Cup,
you know what I'm saying, the European Cup, the Cup Winners' Cup, and all of that. Then we got the Champions League. The Champions League over the years has also developed. People don't understand this. We used to have 2 group stages: first group stage, second group stage, and then we. You know what I'm saying? It's changed and developed. The people that decided, all right, let's come together and do this Super League, they wanted to create something different, because there was a lot of corruption throughout UEFA. We know this, like, and so they said, all right, let's get away from that and let's build our own thing, and then see if we can build our own thing. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of the draw itself, yeah, like, we knew what was going to happen. I said it to man in the group chat. They wanted that PSG versus United for the Ronaldo Messi one last time. But they fumbled the bag, yeah, because, you know, something was going on there, bro. Like, I said it. And, like, obviously now with Atletico, hey, Chelsea getting Lille again is like, come on, man. That's got to be fixed. There's no way you're going to get the same draw again, bro. That's got to be fixed somehow. They don't want Chelsea facing one of these teams. They don't want the holders of the competition getting knocked out real quick. Like, there's something going on there, man. It's too dodgy.
Yeah, that I speak to say this, like, you see the beauties of money in just life in general, because especially speaking about organizations, because I say money in football has almost improved and ruined the game at the same time, where to the point where balance is shifting. There's no balance in the game, you see, and that's why I've been saying players need to speak out. Because it's only going to be a matter of time until players, we're seeing it now, players are getting more injuries, they're getting burnt out, and it's almost like they don't want to talk. They don't want to talk because their club's going to tell them this, the league's going to tell them that, but they need to talk, because sooner rather than later, we're going to see players getting more career-ending injuries just because of the fact that they're playing too much football. And these organizations, these clubs, they don't care about them. They care about the money, the revenue that they bring in. So things like UEFA, the Premier League, all these governing bodies, they'll talk about, they care about this, they care about that. They care about what's in their pockets and how they're getting paid. As long as they're getting paid, they're happy. But if the players, all these managers and stuff like that don't talk about that, then they're just going to continue to think, all right, it's fine. These players are going to keep on paying us. Cool, we'll run with it.
Absolutely.
100%.
Rush.
Yeah, man. Heads need to roll for stuff like this, bruv. It's totally unacceptable. Absolute farce on this scale for something like this to happen. But yeah, like all the other brothers have touched on, man, we know what it is with UEFA, innit?
No, Enders coming and chose violence.
Yo.
Yo, we're talking about football, man.
Wow.
We're chatting about football, man. Everybody's welcome, man. So, you know the madness it is. You know the madness it is that the Arsenal fans, the amount of stick they take, I gotta give it up to them. But you know what? Some of them give it so much, though. That's why it's not that proportional when people are giving it back to Arsenal fans. But it's some, not all, some. Before that game, bro, I'm telling you, my inbox, my cousins who are, the stuff they were sending me, bro. They were like Ronaldo. They were sending me memes, Ronaldo on a semi-frame and all that, wheelchair business and stuff. And I'm like, listen, tell me how it is. But when you hear the zoo, you'll know. And yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy because Arsenal were oh yeah, Ranieri's not in. Yes, we're coming. I'm like, listen, I was telling them, listen, check your record at Old Trafford. Your record historically at Old Trafford ain't that, even though your recent record was all right. But yeah, it was just a mad one, bro. It's that game I never want. It's like one of those. It's almost Arsenal United is almost becoming like the game that like Liverpool United, man. You never want to lose because it's only because certain Arsenal fans just get too giddy, bro. Yeah. Giddy ain't the word.
You're spot on, man.
Yeah, that's why we like TI. Tweets a raw one. Unlike this guy, who still goes on and on and on about this challenge. He won't let it go. Honestly, he won't let it go. Tariq, are you happy about your Champions League draw?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to throw one in.
What about you, Rich? Where's that time you've been in the Champions League?
We've never been in it, so we can just happily just sit on the outside. You were once in, and to be fair, you did say that the competition's getting worse. I was going to ask, is that since Arsenal not been in it? Or
nah, it's probably, because even when we had a bit more mixed finals then, when Arsenal used to play Bayern and Barca all the time, we used to get slapped and they'd usually win the Champions League then. But I think it's also to do with money though as well. Because this is it. We're seeing teams rest. I know. We're seeing teams now rest players for the Champions, rest players in Champions League games for Premier League. That says it all for me. That says it all, how these clubs respond. Like, we take the mick out of FA Cup, and teams don't take it seriously into the quarters or around the 16s or whatever. The same's happening with the Champions League, in all seriousness. With
that FA Cup thing, the FA Cup thing, I think United have to take part of the blame for that, taking a bit of that shine off in 2000 when we opted to leave the competition just to go get our asses handed to us by old man Edmundo and Romario, bro.
100%.
In that Club World Championship. It was a madness.
That's step overs, man. That's step overs. You know what, Gary Neville, to be honest with him, he talked about it. He goes, they asked Gary Neville, who was the people you come up against that you were like, I can't, I don't want to be here. He said Romario Mundo, but people forget that it was the FA and the government that put huge pressure on Man United, because the reason why we had to go and do that was because certain votes would have been guaranteed for England to host the World Cup. So United went out there in the Maracana in that heat to get absolutely Edmundo'd, mate. Absolutely, that's to me the step over. I'll never forget that step over, man. That step over, and then one time he flicked it, and then he gave it that much spin. He went around the other way, and the ball went that way. So it was one of those mad ones. But
those step
it was the FA and the government. It was the FA and the government that pressured Man United. It wasn't something that Man United thought we're going to do it, and it was only because England was so badly thinking that there's a huge chance that England getting the World Cup at that time. So that context is important.
You know, those step overs gave me flashbacks of, was it R9 against Richard Kingston?
Bro, nah, Rich, don't say this, man. You know the way, bro. He suffered, you know.
He got sat down.
He suffered, man.
You know what? I don't want to say that the brother is saying he's got West African heritage, yeah, because I'm one of those. I'm a Pan-Africanist, so I don't subscribe to different borderlines in Africa. But Thomas Partey apparently is a United fan, and his whole family are United people. Honestly, I think there's a player in there, but I think you need to play him with the right people around him to get the best out of him, 100%. Watching him, that was the first time I watched him live. I didn't think he was that bad. I didn't think he was that bad as people are making out to be. You look at the ball, he switches straight away. That ball, McTominay don't have that ball. Fred can't play that ball. You know for the equalizer.
Yeah, Martinelli.
Switches it to Martinelli straight away, like sees that and switches that quickly, and then the ball gets whipped in, and obviously the Norwegian goal scores, innit? You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's like there is attributes. And last season he performed, but injuries, I think getting used to a new league, and he was harsh on himself, saying that he's a 4. I think average is a 5. You know what I mean? When you give an average performance, but I like him. I honestly, I was absolutely gutted because he was. If you look at the press, he was giving it out there. He wanted to come to United, and I was devastated because Thomas Partey are 1 foot better than McTominay, 100%.
He's a player. Like me and Rich will probably have a bit more of a lens on it, just watching Ghana's games, innit? But like, he is a top player. Like we've seen the work. Like, do you know how much of like I celebrate the fact that we had a player that came through Atletico's youth system. Like he's been at that club for so long. Like we don't have many top players that come from Ghana, that go into a top European side, and then break through to the first team, be playing Champions League football. We don't have many. So to see his decline, it's very sad to see it. But hopefully Arsenal do something to help him in it, like you said, Nuradin, because he needs some better players around him so you can actually see him thrive. You know what I mean?
I think it's the injuries. I really think it's the injuries that hamper you, innit? It's the injuries when you come in, you need to hit the ground running as soon as you can. But Arsenal is like, again, a big club. You are a big club, T. I know people give you a stick, but you are a big club still. In an English game, Arsenal, the name means something, And the pressure of your fan base, it's like us, innit? Because the way we're run similarly. Other than that, the bankers take a lot of money out of us, right? And we're actually run by bankers. At least Edu's in there. I know he's dodgy, but at least Edu's there. And it's that the fan base reacts in a certain way as well. And he's a young man, innit? And I can imagine back in the day, you could ignore the newspapers, but you can't ignore social media now, man. You can't. There's so much pressure of so many kind of commercial deals for you personally that want you to be on social media. So you're gonna see how people are critiquing you, and if you can't handle it, if you ever got good people around you, that's mentally that could work against you. I mean, I look at it, United the same, like. Because the way the clubs are run, how toxic the structure of our football clubs are, that we take it out. We take it out on the players.
Yeah, for real. I think you've hit the nail on the head with that. And you know what? Just for why not comment about chain to Xhaka. Let's be all honest, Partey's played at his best with Xhaka next to him. It's about balance and it's about having the right players. Yes, we know Xhaka's limited. Yes, we know what he can do and he's unreliable. But he's that type of player that will be able to sit back a bit deeper, play a bit more pragmatically, and still keep the ball moving sometimes, most of the time at a decent pace. And then that's when you allow Thomas Partey to play those balls forward. Because when I see him with Lokonga, I think they both take too many risks. And the best example was when we played you, Rich. He was the two players that gave away the mistakes for the goals, Sambi Lokonga and Partey. I think they're too similar.
With regards to Partey, do you think it's down to system as well, and how well, with regards to how well he did at Atletico? Because if you guys look at Saul Niguez as well, he looks like a shadow of his former self.
Oh, that's a shadow, yeah.
And both of these guys looked like absolute world beaters in that Diego Simeone team. So, yeah, it's got me wondering.
Yeah, it's that pragmatic style when you're able to, like with Partey. I remember that performance just before the pandemic and everything at Anfield. And
Oh, bro, yeah, that's the one that really,
He bossed it.
yeah, he bossed that game.
And the way he's playing the ball forward, the way Nuradin was saying how he's playing it to Martinelli, sharp, put the quality of pass. That's what it is. The ball's not bobbling where you have to take an extra touch. Like that's the real, like, you know, when you play the game, you realize it as well. Do you know when you play football and you got someone who's playing you a pass and the ball's bouncing, like when you see, and you have to take an extra touch and then that will draw players around you. He doesn't do that. He has that quality, but we have seen him at time to time, and I do think it's because of injuries, lose that sharpness where he will play a dodgy pass onto the wrong foot and those things. But he's got the understanding to play. I was talking to one of my brethren who's a United fan, and he said he's worried to see if Partey is able to adapt physically into the Premier League, the physical demands, because at the end of the day, it is a physical league. We've seen at Man City, Rodri take his time to adapt to the physical adaptations. And let's be honest, Rodri is the best player to come out of that effort, to come into field and to come in the Premier League. And even him, he took a while. So I feel like he's getting there. He played very well against Southampton. Hopefully he can build on that. West Ham game, that's going to be massive. And we're reliant on Partey as well. Even when he's half fit, one leg, he has to play. He has to.
Cool. Just to finish up, I'm just going to go around and obviously ask you whose teams are in the competition. Thoughts obviously about the Atletico draw and whether or not you'll qualify.
You know, I think Athletic.
Sorry to cut you. Santi says he's got a dip. Santi, quickly, what's your predictions for the CL against Atletico?
For that, it's gonna be a tough game. Like that is like as far as like the people that we wanted to draw against, that is the team that I want to play the least. I think it's gonna be a tough one. I think United will still get through, but I don't think it's gonna be a couple easy games at all. I could see it either way, but I think ultimately I think Ronaldo does have their number, and I think he's gonna be the edge factor.
Cool. Now, big up for coming on those, Santi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
And go back to work, innit? Yes. Yeah. So
No worries. No, what I was gonna say about it, like what Santi said, it's gonna be a very difficult game, very difficult 2 games. I think the importance to really getting through against Atletico Madrid is not giving them the advantage. You know, for example, letting them score for them to be able to sit back and just close us out, because we know Manchester United, they struggle when they have to break down a defense because there's not a lot of forward movement. The midfield, even though they're trying to pass it forward a lot more, you know, McTominay and Fred, they struggle with that. So I think if we give them the advantage, we're not going to go through. And especially because this away goals thing is gone now, it's going to give teams at Atletico Madrid the incentive to just score a goal and you're done. Lock off the tie, straight like that. So we cannot give them that advantage. I think we do have to attack, but we need to be smart going back as well.
Absolutely. Give me a sec. I'm just going to bring back Nuradin because he's going to go as well. Nuradin, before you promote your channel, first thing, these guys on the panel that you see here, like they've been mad supportive of my channel and each other's channel as well. There's others that have been in the comment section as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you all their apps as well and their channel links and stuff. Please, keep touching base with these guys, man. They're wicked.
Yeah, man.
Their football knowledge is definitely up there, man. So, yeah, and guys, all of you, make sure you go over and join Nuradin's channel, which is
United Real Therapy, people. United Real Therapy. I'm just preparing to go live now. I've had a couple of internet issues this evening, man, and my kitten's a bit hyper as well. But, yeah, I'm about to prep now the show, but I'm going to be doing it on the phone like this. We're just going to be we're going to be talking about the draw, Brentford, if you're going to go ahead. I don't know what the Premier League are acting at, man, but they should just let us know, is the game going to go ahead? I know people who are coming from America, you know what I mean, who are landing tomorrow to go to the game and come to the Brighton game as well here. So it's mad, man. It's crazy. But in terms of the Champions League, I think the draw, like the brother, I think everybody said, Atletico Madrid, they're not an easy team to play against. And Man United cannot be too emotional, man. Man United cannot be too. If we go into that game emotional, we're gonna get absolute murder, she wrote. Trust me, because I would say their manager and that team and any team Simeone's managers, they are the masters of the dark arts, man. And we all know about the dark arts in football, and they specialize in the dark arts, and they know exactly what they're doing. So, yeah, I just wanted to see like tomorrow, Brentford. Apparently, Ralph was going to make changes, and Donny was doing a bit of intensive training, and Shaw was going to come back in. But just on Donny's luck, man. Oh my gosh, the game might be called up, but I just don't want it to. I want them to play. I want them to play. By the way, the reason why they won the game called up because they didn't train today. The training ground's closed. Carrington has been closed. Now, some people will say it's been closed for the past 3 years, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? But Christian sent me a text saying, yo, your stadium, the United have officially told the rest of the country, but it's been closed for the past 3 years, and you know what? He might be right. But anyway, love and respect to every one of you, man. Definitely, young Don, you're gonna come on my channel, man. I love your mum, man. Her football knowledge is second to none, and I'm not saying that in a patronizing way, but I was brought around a lot of women, especially black women, who knew their football, who are passionate about their football. So that's your mum gives me that kind of vibe, man. But big up to all the brothers, and anytime, you know what? Honestly, I'm ADHD and dyslexic, so if you ever want me in your channel or whatever, I'll follow you all back. Just let me know, okay? So love. I'm about collaborating as many, especially with a lot of brothers, because you know, in the media spaces, there's not a lot of people who look like us in these spaces. So YouTube is a thing that big up Uncle Robbie, you know what I mean, for giving man, showing man the way. But we need to take up that space because we're all passionate about football, regardless of how the rest of the country feel. You know what I mean?
100%. Nuradin.
Absolutely, bro. It's been a pleasure.
Legend.
Love.
Thank you.
Love.
Take care.
Peace.
Hey, pioneering this game, you know. Pioneering this game. But yeah, just obviously to wrap up. So who did I get to? Brush. Thoughts on
Yes,
this?
bro.
Good draw.
So yeah, out of all the teams, like Santi touched on, bro, I did not want to play Gucci Burnley. That's what they are. That's what they are. They just, bro, their brand of football is so dead, and it's hard to beat them as well. It's mad. And then you got Greasy to deal with now. Yeah, and CM touched on it as well. And I've already ranted to you guys about this over the course of the season. I hate the fact that they've removed the away goals rule. I am hoping that common sense will at some point return, like when the Premier League decided to close our window early and then nobody else followed suit and they reverted back. I'm hoping it's one of those ones where they realize their mistake, because, you know, it totally messes up the tactical dynamic of a two-legged tie. And I don't know about you guys, like at certain times in Europe as well, I would rather go away and lose 3-2 and come back home than go and draw 0-0, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I just feel that all the teams that play away first are going to be so cautious and just set up to not concede. It kind of deads everything.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not happy about the goals rule going. It for me, it brought attacking football.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm happy. The first leg's dead with the away goals. You know, the first leg. It's
not in recent years, you know. Like in recent years, like literally first legs, yeah. Like you see man coming out, flying out the blocks.
Yeah,
they
just try and get that away goal.
They want to get ahead, innit? That's the way I feel. So,
and that's the thing, T. Like, say you're 2-0 down away from home, yeah, they'll still come at you, bro. Like you're still like hopeful, innit, that you can get a goal and take it back home.
I don't know. I feel like the first leg has always been tentative though with away goals, and you know, because what you want to see is the home team dominate, because the home team will have that edge. But when the home team have been pragmatic, oh wow, the home teams genuinely play pragmatic because of that away goal, and because they try and counter-attack teams, which you don't want to see that for the home team in general play, because they're the team that should be going out there and dominate because of that double whammy of conceded the away goal. Do you know what I mean? So I'm in favor of it dropping. So yeah, I might be the only one, but yeah.
Rush, do you think you qualify though?
Hopefully, bro. Only time will tell, innit? I'm not trying to put negative energy out there. I'm gonna remain hopeful.
I hear that. Roland?
I didn't want Atletico, you know, when the original draw came out, I was like, I'll do the PSG thing. The reason why is because obviously we got the recent history against them. We beat them twice, at least, in the Parc de France as well, yeah. And in this one, it's just like, you see how now we've got like a laser focus on Poch here, because like I watched their game against Monaco last night, and they weren't that great, bro. It's literally Mbappe and vibes thing for them, bro. Like they literally just got to hit him into that channel, yeah, and then he takes over. So it's like, is that all you're gonna do against United? And obviously, by the time we play them, Rangnick's gonna at least have some sort of system, some sort of structure and setup in it. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of, navigate those two legs. Now with Atletico, the whole game plan's out the window, bruv. Them, man, as CM said, they score one, they will scumbag their way to a victory, bruv. Like you saw what happened in the game against Porto. They had a man sent off, Carrasco got sent off. Then they said, all right, game plan, let's get somebody sent off on their side. And then they go on and win the game 3-0 or 3-1. It's mad, bruv. Like, I don't want that, bruv. You got somebody who's like, Simeone is smart, bruv. He knows what to do. Bro, I don't know, man. Hopefully we get the win in it. I want us to win in it, of course, but like, it's going to be tough, innit?
T, I'm going to ask you a different question regarding, obviously, United's draw. Do you think they would have preferred PSG?
Most definitely. Yeah, because of how they will want to play and how they'll want to set up. Because playing Atletico, you're gonna have to dominate possession. You're gonna have to progress the ball quickly through midfield. You have to take your opportunities when they are open, and I don't think you can do that. Atletico on the break, I think Ralph will set up with a high line, and then when you have the likes of Maguire, who he may play. If he doesn't play Maguire, Varane will hopefully be fit for United. Hopefully he'll be fit there. He could make a difference. He could make a huge difference. I think in this type of game, you have to play Varane and Bailly, in all fairness. But once again, that midfield, he'll spot the weaknesses, Diego Simeone there, and he'll let them have the ball and then get you Kieran Trippier's out wide, Carrasco's, Yeah, man. And the open game that PSG would play, and the fact that front three, because Neymar will probably most likely be fit then, unless, it's his sister's birthday or something. That's three players out of the game in a defensive point of view. Do you know what I mean? Like, people chat about Ronaldo, that's going to mess up the system. Boy, in knockout football, these things matter. And big moments, and yeah, man, I think they would prefer to have PSG. If I was looking at it from an outside perspective, I would be looking at United got more of a chance against PSG. But yeah, I'm glad it's Atletico in the end. Cool. Sorry.
All right, guys, we've come to the end. To be fair, we could have talked about a lot of this for hours and stuff, but big up all of you that were inside. Obviously, once again, big up Nuradin for jumping on. If you got nothing to do, jump over to his show. I think he might be streaming now. But yeah, we'll just end up. I'm trying to get used to this whole solo layout thing, so hopefully I get this right. But you know what? CM is a platform for you. Big up your channel.
Thank you, man. CM22 ENT on YouTube, socials. It's all the same, man.
And you have a twin brother, correct?
Hey, yeah. So people never see him, but yeah, apparently I do.
Identical.
Identical, yeah, man.
Yo,
that's it. You see him on my channel, but nowhere else.
That's like me, still. I can't lie. See me on my channel, but nowhere else.
That's it.
Make sure to hit CM on Twitch as well.
Yeah, guys. Jump on the Twitch and stuff. So, Roland.
Yes, people. Big up Rich again, man. He's doing some big things right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, come find me, Pros Only TV. Obviously, United content. We do general football as well, NBA as well, watch alongs and all of that. And yeah, Pros Only on the social as well, Twitter and Instagram.
100%. Make sure you go over and follow wicked streams. Like if it weren't for the fact that I was so tired, I'll be jumping on every one of those watchers. Listen, I don't know how you do it and work, you know.
Hey,
Listen,
brother.
especially those late night basketball streams as well. You know, big up yourself.
You know the one I did. I think it was the Nets versus the Hawks. Yeah, the one I did on Saturday. Fam, I was sleeping in the stream. I was dozing up. It was bad. It was bad. I was like, yo, I need to sleep, bro.
Listen, big up to you for getting it done, though, man. You've been consistent with it as well. So big up to you. Last but not least, regarding channels, anyway.
I was about to say that. But yeah, you can go find me at Tariq Talks. Mainly not Arsenal based. It's all football based. Premier League, Champions League. Yes, that's why I'm in here having a chat because I do watch it. But yeah, not all Arsenal, all football. Go check it out, and the socials at Tariq Talks.
Yep, the review show is sick. Big up T, big up Ed as well, and big up your barber T.
Hey,
it's about time.
You're surfing.
Hold on.
Hey, I know he's gonna whack up.
Go. Where them waves? Where them waves at?
Yo, natural wave.
What natural? I'm wearing the do-rag for 2 months. Natural what?
The do-rag we do, man. The silver fox is back.
And as Vibe said, let's subscribe to Rush's channel coming soon.
Nah, you just catch me about, man. I'm quite happy just jumping on, supporting everyone's thing. So yeah. Do you know what? Let me use this opportunity to plug something. Realist_United does loads of watch-alongs along with Chino, Fabs. You'll see a lot of them and them from KG's channel come over as well. So yeah, go check out Realist_United on Twitch for Football Manager, watch-alongs, and United content.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I'm going to put myself up just to shout out a specific channel as well. Mr. Daddy, Bradley himself. He's going to be back soon. He's been talking. He's going to be back soon. His little bubba's doing well. You know, growing up, keeping him awake as per usual and stuff. But he will be back. So make sure you watch this space. Bradley will be back soon. And to be fair, even though he's been having to do daddy duties and stuff, you always see him supporting. And I've got to give massive big ups to him as well, man. And Hams as well.
Big up Hams as well.
I've got a lot of smoke for Bradley, man.
But honestly, everyone that's regular in the channel, thank you so much, like, for just bringing it to where it is. And it's you guys that make it where it is. So, no, absolutely appreciate all of you. Just an update on a few things. Tomorrow we should have the Southampton preview. That'll probably be with Nate and Jordan because I will be with the wife. Wednesday I'll be at Sellers Park. So hopefully we get some more Eagle Gams out there. And we'll hopefully get the match reaction. If we don't, we'll kind of do a match reaction in conjunction with the Watford preview on Thursday. Possibly talking ish the next episode on Friday. Then it's the weekend games again. So there's a lot going on. It's kind of thick and fast. It's a bit mad.
Is Get Amped back to Sundays? Rich?
Yes, hopefully this Sunday, yeah. It's only because obviously we played last night, so that's why I thought I'll move it. But yeah, Get Amped back Sunday. Who you not got anyway on the weekend?
Bro, I don't even know.
Trust. I've been taking it game by game.
Bro, I'm just worried about Brentford because you're asking me these questions.
Well, you know what? If that's the case, we can do it like as a double header. We'll talk about both games.
Brighton, you got Brighton at home. 12.
We saw them twice in quick succession. What's wrong with you?
Hey, man. Oh, my bad.
Oh, sorry.
My bad.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. Patty mouth. Sorry.
Oh, man, I'm disappointed, Vibes. Anyway, listen. Let's get out of here, guys. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe. Smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Invite your friends. Let them come and get involved in the channel. Support everyone in the chat, everyone that's got channels, everyone in the panel, whoever's got a channel, support them, man. Let's keep this community growing. It's a wicked thing. Big up.
Peace out.